When I think about family, I think about identity, I think about caring, and I think about purpose. I think about my parents who have been such an inspiration to me in terms of how they've reached to do greater and greater things and always try to give back. I think about my grandfathers, my mother's father, who was involved in Indian independence and was outspoken when he needed to be and loving the rest of the time. And I think about my father's father, who set incredible examples of philanthropy and would always give far beyond his means and support anybody that he could in any way that he could. I think it was always instilled in us that you take care of one another and you find ways to take care of anybody else that you can. I suppose the choices I made in college were a bit nerdy. I had the opportunity to go to many large state universities with huge student populations and fantastic social scenes and all of those things. And instead I chose to go to a college called Babson College, which is specifically focused on business. There's literally no other degree that you can get from Babson College except for a business degree. So I think for me, college was the beginning of embarking on a very clear purpose in my life, which was a career in business. I didn't get football until France '98. After high school, I had the opportunity to travel Europe, and we went all over the continent, from starting here in England and going all the way out east to Prague and coming back with some good friends of mine. And we were in England for the first matches, and we had just passed through France just before the final, and to see the passion and the energy of people all over the continent, but in particular, the passion of the English fans for the English team. I remember walking around hearing Three Lions every place I went, whether it was being sung or played over the speakers, and just understanding what it meant, what the possibility of success and triumph meant to the fans, and just kind of understanding the flow and the energy of the matches. Watching greats like Alan Shearer and Michael Owen and David Beckham just doing uplifting an entire country with the things that they were doing. I think that was the moment at which I truly became a football fan, and I took that back home with me, and I've kept it with me ever since. Not many. I think I've got a second occupation, which is being a father and a husband. So. I spend all of the time that I can when I'm not working trying to make it up to my kids and my wife that I'm working so much. But beyond that, as a family and personally, I just love to travel. I love to see the world. I think there's so much to see out there. I learn so much every time I go to a new place or when I go back to the same place. But I just love being out there and being part of the world and experiencing different things in different places. Business is my passion. Business is my sport. I've just enjoyed everything about the idea of crafting an idea, a vision, building an organization, and working with a group of people towards a goal. I love everything about the universality of business. The fact that when you have a skill set in business, you're not constrained to one industry. You're not constrained to one geography. My business career and my passion for business has been my passport to incredible experiences and opportunities. And it's given me the ability to be a part of great things that I myself might not be capable of executing or operating. But working with people who have a passion for a particular business, whether that's software and technology, whether that's sport, whether that's hospitality, real estate, whatever it is, I think just taking the ability, the skills and knowledge that I have and applying it to different venues and working with people who are incredibly passionate and incredibly capable, I think that's the great thing that business has offered to me in my life. When I think about heritage, I think about permanence, I think about history, I think about my culture, I think about my family, and I think about the commonalities, the common threads of that and football and the tradition of a club. I'm inspired by stories of things that happened a long, long time ago, and I think that's the power of heritage and that's the power of history, is to tell the story of what's happened before, what can happen in the future, and who we are. My musical tastes are very eclectic. I think everything from rock to hip hop to electronic music. But growing up, I was very much into. I found myself listening to a lot of British bands, whether that was British New Wave from the '80s, and then I was late to discovering metal, but Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden are some favorites of mine. And then I just love incredible songwriters and musicians and artists. And my favorites of all, one of my favorites of all time is probably David Bowie, because I think that he was somebody who was not afraid to stand out on his own and kind of take risks and was always evolving. And I think about that as one of my role models. Even outside of the world of art and music, but I just think that there's something so powerful about the creative force of musicians and what goes into making great music. When I think about upbringing, I think about possibility. I was always raised with the idea that I live in a world of unlimited possibilities, and I saw examples of people taking risks and achieving great outcomes as a result. It was important to make the most, as you grow up, of opportunities to do great things, to make things better. I think for anybody who's achieved a certain level of success, and probably even sooner than that, I think that the most important thing to do is to understand what your success means in terms of what you're capable of doing to make things better for others. And so we've always grown up with an incredible sense of responsibility around charity and philanthropy. We're big believers in doing things and supporting people in ways that are foundational. Education and healthcare have been a major focus of our family, because I think that when you give people education and the opportunity to be healthy, then they can focus on unlimited possibilities. And to me, I think sport is also, as much as it is powerful entertainment, it is also a powerful platform for charity and for doing good things. I think that football changes lives around the world. When you think about the journeys that these players and managers and others who work in the sport have taken to be here, when you think about how the aspiration or the idea that that something greater is possible, whether that's inside or outside of sport, I just think that sport has the ability to be so uplifting and to and I think that is a core aspect of charity. There's a technical and practical aspect to charity, but I think that philanthropy in particular, it creates hope, it creates a sense of possibility. And I don't think it's good philanthropy if you're just solving a short-term problem. I think that the best impact that you can have is one that lasts beyond the moment. There's nothing more exciting in this world than the future. And I think that the journey that I've already been on in my life has proven to me that what can happen next is up to me. And I think that that's true of every person. And I think that it's so important to embrace the future. And I think that as much as history and heritage and all of that build a foundation for us, the only purpose of a foundation is to build upon. And I think that the future is about that building. I have always been so excited about the potential, the limitless potential of the future. And I think that that's the thing that drives me in every opportunity that I pursue, and everything that inspires my creativity is just understanding that if I can think it, and if I can find people to collaborate with, that the future can be anything that I want.